We are very excited to be here at Bridgestone Arena, and everyone is excited, I know, about this evening and closing out the series, we hope, against the Blackhawks. And we have several special guests today, so we want to wish the Preds good luck, and it's an exciting day in Smashville. The appeals process for any action of this board can be found at the top of today's agenda. Our meeting minutes from our March 16th board meeting are in your packet. Everyone should have had an opportunity to review when the minutes were sent out last week. Is there a motion for approval of the minutes?
I move approval.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting minutes are approved. And next up, we have our executive director's report. Monica?
Good morning. Well, thank you for being here today. You have the agenda before you. Following my report, the board will be asked to consider a request by the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation to replace the wrap on the Bridgestone Arena Tower. The board will also be asked to consider an MOU with District Energy Services that would provide for the installation of some fencing around a manhole access point. And then following these two actions, we will entertain facility questions and receive the Nashville Predators Bridgestone Arena report. Are there any questions about the agenda? Well, I had just a few quick updates for you this morning. Last month, Scott Ramsey and Brandon Cox gave us a Sports Council update. And since our meeting, the Sports Council has announced that the 2016 Music City Bowl produced a $22.2 million direct economic impact with an additional $18.3 million in media exposure value. So this is a great report. It's great news, and so as always, we appreciate the work of the Nashville Sports Council and of our facility partners who allow us to have these types of events. There is a media release in your binders if you'd like some details on that report. Also, next Wednesday, April the 26th, is the 54th Annual State of Metro Address, and we are so pleased that this year the address will be here at Bridgestone Arena. Later that afternoon, the mayor will present her recommended FY18 budget to the Metro Council, and we will also find out whether or not our PIP is recommended for funding. So we're looking forward to the State of Metro. I would encourage you to attend if you can. I think it would be wonderful to have a strong board presence next week. And then while we're on the subject of budgets, the Metro Council has released their schedule for budget hearings with departments, and we are scheduled to go before the council on Monday, May the 8th at 5:45. If you're interested in attending, please let me know. We would welcome your attendance and support. The full schedule of the council hearings is also in your binder. Okay. And then finally, our next meeting will be held on May 18th in Nissan Stadium. At that meeting, we'll receive a presentation from the Tennessee Titans, along with the facility condition assessment from our project manager, Commonwealth Development Group. Are there any questions? And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Monica. At this time, we have a request from the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation. I believe we have a special guest. Mr. Butch Spearden is with us today. And Butch, if you would approach and...
While Butch is handing these out, I'll just say around 2005, the Sports Authority first approved this translucent wrapping that goes along the tower. And so the wrapping kind of grabs the attention of the visitors, but also provides direction to the visitor center. So the color has changed over the years. The designs pretty much remain the same for the most part. And so somewhat. So Butch is here this morning to talk some more.
Thank y'all, and congratulations on a great run y'all are having as well. We appreciate the support, the cooperation, and we're benefiting from the success as well. So it's working for everybody. The wrap on the arena where we identify, or on the glass tower where we identify the visitor center, has about a 5 to 7 year lifespan. We have done it 3 times, which would be the 4th. The red is the current design, and the music note and the guitar pick would be the suggested replacement for it. There would be one of those on either side, so if you're going north or south on Broadway, you would see it. And one of the things we're trying to do is let it be maybe a little more identifiable for people to take pictures, since that seems to be the thing to do when you come to Nashville. You got to find a place to stand and do a selfie. And we'd like to be included in that. We'd like the arena, Bridgestone Arena, to be included in that. And it's our expense. It's normally a $20,000 to $25,000 cost. And we're also mindful of the caulking. Y'all might remember we had to come in, and I think we spent about $100,000 recaulking all of the windows on that tower. So we're going to make sure that doesn't get damaged in the process. But it's a pretty easy process. Take us about a week. We will identify Sirius XM as well on the with the signage, so they'll be taken care of. So hope you'll give us your support, and we want to be ready for Music Fest. Our goal.
Our lease agreement with the NCVC requires the authority as the lessor to give written approval to any changes or repairs, alterations, improvements. So you have a resolution, I think behind tab 3, that would serve as written approval.
Great.
Can I ask you a question, and I don't know if this is for Monica or Butch, on the resolution, it doesn't indicate on there, that, and I know y'all are paying for it, but it doesn't indicate on the resolution that y'all are paying for it. Does that need to be in writing? Or is that in our lease agreement that states that?
It should not need to be in writing. The lease agreement specifically says that if, the lessee chooses to make an alteration to the building, then they need to come seek the written approval of the board. So I think it's presumed that they are paying for it since they are the ones doing the work.
Thanks, Margaret.
Good question. We're not going anywhere. So we'll be back.
I believe you.
Any further questions for?
I'll be pleased to move approval.
We have a motion and a second to approve the CVC request to replace the wrap on the arena. Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Butch. We
Thank you. Appreciate
our
it.
partnership. This time, we have a MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, between the Sports Authority and District Energy Services. Monica, will you take us through that one as well?
Yes, so we are also this morning asking the board to consider entering into a memorandum of understanding with District Energy Services. There's a manhole access point at Nissan Stadium which leads to DES's underground facilities. And so Exhibit A behind tab 4, there's a diagram of the area and a photo. So the MOU would provide for the installation of an 8-foot chain link fence to secure the area and really just help to protect it against trash, yard waste, and that type of debris, which often kind of has gotten to the access point and has actually made it inaccessible. DES will assume the installation costs and be responsible for all operational and maintenance costs. I don't know if Bob Lackey, I'm not sure if he may not be here. He planned to be here, but he works with them very closely, just like he does for us, and could also answer any questions.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the MOU. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And moving on to facility questions. Noticed on our report, we have, I believe our spotlight facility is obviously Bridgestone today. At this time, if there are any other specific or general questions for our other partners, the Sounds, Titans, Nissan Stadium, et cetera.
I have a quick question. Sure. Would someone from the Titans, Janine, could you talk about the Aramark situation or concessions?
She can, but I can't.
Can you do it better? Thank you. I'm just curious, just sort of an update.
Among the many things that are important to us,
Mr.
service
Underwood?
would be first.
Steve Underwood with the
Yes.
Titans organization. Thank you.
For those of you who I have not had the privilege of meeting, I am president of Tennessee Titans in Nissan Stadium. We have been through a bit of a struggle with our former food and service provider at the building. It began 3 years ago when they entered our building for the first time. I was retired then, but after I came back to work, it has been a source of continuous complaint from our customers and patrons. We finally decided that we were not going to be able to get the level of service that we wanted about 6 months ago and began the process of disentangling ourselves from the former concessionaire. We have reached tentative agreements with Levy Restaurants and Legends Hospitality to take over our food and beverage service. Levy will handle our premium food and service business. For those of you who may be unfamiliar with Levy, they were pioneers in premium food service and have sort of set the standard nationally. That's for our suites, our club level, and our catering. Legends Hospitality has a large and growing list of facilities that they service for general concessions that will be on our lower concourse and our upper deck. We think both of these organizations will take us to the level of service that we demand, not only for ourselves, but for people who are in our building. As I was starting to mention, a lot of things are important to us since we are also service providers. Security at our building is of the utmost importance, but the fan experience is also of critical importance to us, and that includes food and beverage. So without getting too far off into the weeds, we've made that change. We did, unfortunately, have to go through a brief lawsuit to get that done, but that's behind us now, and we're moving forward and looking forward, not only for ourselves, but for those who we host and entertain in the building, to a much better food and beverage experience, and hope that you all will join us for that. If there are any questions, of course, I'll be pleased to address them.
It's not a question, actually, just I commend you on that move.
Thank you.
And also want to thank the Tennessee Titans for signing Tennessee Thrives and joining the Nashville Predators and about 400 businesses in Tennessee who have become a part of a coalition and pledged not to discriminate. So congratulate you on that.
Our pleasure. We pride ourselves on being non-discriminatory.
And the ICC, the International Champions Cup, congratulations on the soccer.
Thank you.
We look forward to that.
Thank you, Lisa. Any other questions for Steve? Thank you, Mr.
Madam
Underwood.
Chairperson, thank you.
We appreciate it. I believe last week it was also announced that First Tennessee Ballpark will host a Kings of Leon concert. That will be our first concert at the ballpark. I think that there should be some material in our packet as well on that. So just wanted to note that in our facility questions section of our agenda. If there are no other facility questions, we will move on to Bridgestone Arena. I know we have some special guests today, and looks like Kyle Clayton is going to start us off.
Good morning. Kyle Clayton with the Nashville Predators in Bridgestone Arena. It's only been about 15 minutes into this meeting. I think you guys think this is going to fly through, but I've got a big lineup of speakers, so everybody just get comfortable. Puck drop's not till 7 o'clock tonight, so we've got plenty of time. So everybody just sit back. We got a great show for you today. What an exciting day. It's just one of those that, you know, hopefully we can all look back and just remember this day, and it's going to be very fantastic and fun. And not only just because of the game tonight, but also it's our first time to host the new format of this meeting. So it's something that we wanted to come in and just let you know things that we don't talk about every time. So we want to do a community relations update. We've got our general manager here today. It's a big day, and he made time to come. And also our chairman, Tom Sigran's here today, too. So I'm not going to waste your time with comments from me. I want you to hear from those guys because, you know, that's something a little different for you guys. But what I did want to say was we couldn't be where we are today without your partnership. You guys have been a great partner in all of this, whether it's something in this building, Fordyce Center that's beyond amazement for everything that it's done. And it's through your partnership in the mayor's office that we are able to be who we are today. And it's also through our leadership here in this building. Sean Henry, Michelle Kennedy, done an amazing job with our staff, and they just lead us in such a great direction. And also, it also starts with Tom Sigran and the ownership group. Their stability and their vision and their guidance, it's one of those things that I've been here for 10 years now, and I've seen it grow by leaps and bounds, what we're able to accomplish. And just our investment in the community, it's beyond belief how far we've come. Just thank you so much for everything, and thank you to the leaders, and I'd like to introduce you, Mr. Tom Sigran, to come up and address you guys. Thank you.
Madam Chair and members of the board, thank you for inviting me this morning. It's been 7 years since I've been invited to speak before the Sports Authority, and that's not my
You're
fault.
welcome anytime.
So over that 7-year period, we've accomplished a lot together for this arena, for downtown Nashville, for the city of Nashville, and in fact, for the region. And we've done that together. I've always believed that any successful endeavor, any successful organization has to have three things. It has to have an important goal, set out to do something important. It has to have great people, people who are not only talented, but really believe passionately in what we're trying to accomplish. And the third thing is it has to have a culture where people can do their best work, where people are recognized for their abilities, skills, contributions, et cetera, and they feel great about coming to work every day. And what they focus on is the goal. They don't focus on politics or anything like that, the goals. So what was our goal? On day one, we set out, and it's on the wall, up in the Predators office area. It says, Bridgestone Arena will be the #1 sports and entertainment venue in North America. And its centerpiece is a Stanley Cup winning Nashville Predators hockey team. And they're together on purpose because we're one organization. We don't have the building people and the hockey people. We have the Predators organization that includes both. And everyone is passionate about the goal, and everyone is doing whatever they can to make that a reality. And the reality is, 7 years ago, we were, I believe, the 26th most active arena in North America. We're now #5. And I was so proud when I heard David Kells on the radio, and he was announcing this, and he said, we're now #5, and it's only Staples Center or Madison Square Garden, et cetera. But, he says, we're not #1. We still have work to do. And that's the attitude of this organization, both on the arena side and on the hockey side. So we set a big goal. The second thing was people. We already had some exceptional people here. David Poyle, Michelle Kennedy, I could name a lot of them. But we brought in some new people, Jeff Kogan and Sean Henry, both for a specific purpose, and then transitioning to Sean's leadership long-term, which was our original plan. They have done a fabulous job on accomplishing the goals, getting the right people, and creating the right culture in this organization. We were, I think it was ESPN, the #1 of any sports franchise in fan experience, and that's what it's about, fan experience, and #1 in affordability, something else we're always concerned about. And then we were, I think, ranked the 5th or 6th best sports franchise anywhere. That wasn't an accident. That was a goal to be the best and having great people who believe in the goal. So we've accomplished an awful lot together. We couldn't have done any of this without the intimate involvement and full support of the Sports Authority. It's a partnership, and together we've accomplished this. This building is 7 years older than when we started, and it is so much better than it was 7 years ago. All the things that, the lights, the air conditioning systems, the infrastructure, all new seats, All those things have been made possible because of your support and cooperation. I'm not going to be long here. So the financial results over the last 7 years have improved dramatically. We had 41 sellouts this year, first time in the history of the franchise. We sold all of the suites. We have more sponsorships than we've ever had. All of that has provided stability for the franchise and really enabled us to invest in the future. Every dollar of new money that came in has gone into either the team or people in the organization, all designed about the future. This team, we want to win the Stanley Cup. We want to win it this year. But this team is going to be contending for the Stanley Cup for the next 5 or 6 years, at least. We have in place the players and the coaches and the support that we need. We've also done a lot to expand hockey in Middle Tennessee, in Antioch at Fordyce Center, and now coming in Bellevue, and there will be others in the region. So all designed for the long-term stability of this franchise. This franchise is going to be here now forever. The days of will we stay here? You know, will they get 14,000 people in the seats? Will the team go bankrupt? You know, when was the last time you heard that? I haven't heard it in maybe 4 years, and so now you don't have to worry about that. This franchise is solid and stable, and it's going to be around for a long time. It's really been an honor for me to be the chairman of the Predators. I love the people who work for the organization. They're an exceptional group. They're enthusiastic, they're positive, they're smart, they care, they go the extra mile. And we've done everything we could as an organization to make them feel that way and continue to feel that way over time. And that's why we're going to be around for a long time, because of the great people we've attracted. That's really all I had to say, and to thank you for your support over the 7 years, and I hope the next 77 years. And I'm available to answer any questions anybody might have. But again, thank you.
Thank you, Tom. We definitely commend your leadership of your wonderful organization. Are there any questions for Mr. Cigaran?
Tom.
I want to tell you how much it means that you came today. And it means a lot to our partnership, but your words were great. And your leadership and the team that you have is impressive. And your love for Nashville and what not only you've done as chairman, but in other areas too, is impressive. And thank you for the goals you've set, because your team is meeting these goals. And it is very impressive. And we also value our partnership with you. So I really do appreciate you coming today.
Well, thank
Appreciate
you.
your remarks.
Thank you.
Thank
Any
you
other
so
questions?
much, and good luck.
I want to take the opportunity to introduce David Poyle. David is probably well, we believe for sure, the best hockey executive in the National Hockey League. What he did with this franchise's team with no money in the first, 10 or 12 years was remarkable. From a startup with, ragtag players who you get in the entry draft, to getting good draft choices and building a team from within and getting into the playoffs with one of the lowest payrolls in the National Hockey League, which he pointed out to me regularly when I first took over as chairman. What he did then was remarkable, and so we set out to make sure that he had the money to put the kind of team on the ice that we want to represent our city. And with the money, he's produced this young team that's going to be good for years and years into the future. And he's just a great executive and an even better person. we're, at the Predators, we're very big on, the most important thing is what kind of person you are. And then we look at your talents. But we have a no jerks policy at the Predators. And David is a leader of hockey. The organization he's built is remarkable. The team he's built speaks for itself. So I'm sure you'd much rather hear from him, particularly at this time, than me anyway. So David Poyle.
It's not wood. Good morning. In July of '97, my wife Elizabeth and I arrived in Nashville. I was nervous, I was excited, and I didn't know what was going to happen. It's April 20th, 2017. I am very nervous. I am very excited, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm sure hoping some good things are going to happen. In making the decision to come to Nashville, I had been the general manager in Washington for 15 years. When I was interviewed for Nashville, it really appealed to me for lots of reasons. But it's important to know at that time I also was offered another job, one of the original 6 teams in the National Hockey League. And so I talked to my dad, who was a hockey player, a hockey executive, and is in the Hockey Hall of Fame. And he couldn't understand why I was coming to Nashville and not taking the job with the original 6 team. And I said, Dad, I get it, but I said, I've never done anything from scratch, you know, where you can get your handprints on everything, whether it's stuff in the building or hiring your scouting staff, the coaches, the players, starting something from the grassroots. And I know Nashville's not a hockey city, but someday it will be, and that's what I wanted to do. Now, having said that, the road hasn't always been smooth. I mean, we have been through 3 ownership groups, and I'm still here. That's an amazing thing right there. But when Tom Segran and the local group took over, it really kind of stabilized our franchise, and I think you're seeing the continuing, I would say, results or upticks of the positive stuff that's happening in our franchise. He's also, you referenced Sean Henry, and our staff that you guys work with all the time. As I look back now, almost 20 years later, I couldn't be more happy and proud of my decision to come to Nashville. I call Nashville home now. I like everything about Nashville. I like everything about the city, our team, our building. You know, just this focal point of the Bridgestone Arena. If you do a 360 when you're outside, almost, I mean, a quarter of that wasn't even here when I came here 20 years ago. And now this is phenomenal. Little secret right now, we actually have a player from Sweden that came in last night. He's a free agent. And we have him watching practice, and when we win tonight, then he's going to go out with our Swedish players tomorrow, and then we're going to show him the town and around the area and what have you. We got lots to be proud about, and we're going to make the big sale tonight on the ice with our team, and then we're going to make the big sale off the ice with our city. And that's the vision that I had, 20 years ago, that Nashville was going to be a hockey city. It is. I'm really proud and lucky to be part of it, and please keep your fingers crossed, say prayers, whatever it takes to win tonight, so we don't have to go to Chicago tomorrow. But our guys are playing really well. It's been a really interesting season. Lots of highs and lows, like there is, I guess, in any business. I mean, you have injuries, and you have guys playing good, guys not playing good. The good news is in the second half of the season, and specifically right now, we got it together, and everybody totally believes we're a very confident group, and score a couple of goals tonight, and all will be good. So I want to thank you for, the word partnership has been used a lot, and just listening here in the last 15 or 20 minutes, we use that with our players, partnership in terms of management, coaches, and players. And as Tom says, together everyone accomplishes more, and we have to have that both on and off the ice, and we certainly have that in Nashville with you, the Sports Authority, and for that, we're very, very grateful. So thank you very much. Hope you're all coming to the game tonight, and let's go Preds. Any questions for me?
Just a comment, following along behind Margaret, but you just feel different in the city when you see Predators, or when I go out of town and I wear my Predator shirt and people talk about our team and how we have built it and how we have grown. The Ice Center, I saw, it must have been 30 minutes of Ice Center information this morning on TV, and, you know, it's just how it's making other counties feel like they need to get involved and teach the kids about hockey and about, you know, what to do and what not to do. So just want to say that we're proud of the Predators, and tonight is just going to be a piece of history.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I like the word. The word is being proud. I mean, we all want to be proud of what we do, where we live, and I feel in a lot of ways that I'm part of the Chamber of Commerce because I'm always talking up Nashville. I mean, we had the entry draft here in '03, which is in the summer and end of June. So every team comes here, all of their media and some fans and their ownership and what have you. That was the best entry draft ever. It was the first one that basically was sold out in terms of in the building. And then everybody that came to the draft got to enjoy Broadway and all that comes with that, food and the bars and all of the entertainment. Again, we got all these people now working for Nashville because they're all saying how great it is and how to come and visit and what have you. I know with our players, we play a lot of games on Thursday and Saturdays. I got to believe we have the most company of any team in the world. There's parents, friends, they're always coming here with to see their family, their players, and what have you. It just speaks volumes for how great Nashville is, again, both on the ice and off the ice. Very proud. Okay. Okay, thanks, everybody.
Thank you, David. We appreciate it.
All right, I'm going to give you a quick financial update. Not too much different than I normally do. I like to talk about revenues real quick. Just let you know, through the end of February, which is the packet you have in front of you, it's just tremendous numbers. Our revenue is up 9% over last year, which is just incredible growth. Just to kind of go back a little further, it's 25% higher than 2015. Go back even further to 2012, it's 76% higher. So again, this revenue growth is just remarkable, and it all has to do with our booking strategy. You know, with the new lease we have in place and the incentives that we have, it's really about booking as many events as we can and being aggressive with those events. David Kells has built some amazing relationships with promoters and agents in town and across the country, and it's really made Nashville a destination market. As everybody keeps talking about, Nashville's growing and it's becoming, you know, a tourist destination and everything. We want those tourists to come to Bridgestone Arena and experience either a hockey game or a concert, and when they're here, have an amazing experience so they can come back and tell their friends and everything like that. So again, just growing those revenues, managing those expenses, it's what we're all about. And it's just an exciting time for this building. As we continue to perform better, obviously we want to invest back in this building. A few years ago, we put the capital improvements plan in place. To give you a little update on that one. So I think it started in 2013, and from then till today, we've invested over $15 million in the building. That's everything from replacing all the seats that Tom mentioned earlier, renovating all our suites, help us sell those out, building the Lexus Lounge, one of the coolest clubs in all of Nashville, and then a bunch of other projects throughout the building. But the remarkable thing is we didn't miss one event. We didn't have to cancel or postpone anything. It didn't affect our schedule whatsoever. So it's just kudos to our staff that we're able to do all those projects and put everything in place and still operate at a full tilt. So, and we'll probably come before you in the next couple of months and talk about the future of the SIF program. Obviously, there's more projects we want to do as the summer goes along. Let's just hope we'll keep playing hockey for a while, and we'll just deal with those during the summer. So just be looking for that coming up. One of the things that we partnered with you guys on was the Fordyce Center, and it just continues to grow and amaze everyone. We're so excited about the future of the Bellevue Ice Rink. It's going to be fantastic. It's really going to provide some relief on those ice times. But to give you a little more information on that, I'm going to bring up Danny Butler.
Good morning. Danny Butler, General Manager of Fordyce Center. Thanks for coming out today. Fordyce Center has been open for almost 3 years now. We just completed our 3rd season of hockey. Our mission's always been to get as many youth, adults skating or playing hockey as possible, and to break down every barrier there is from people not playing hockey. I'm going to read from my notes just for this so I don't get it wrong. In 2012-13 season, the year before that Fordyce Center opened, the state of Tennessee had 2,673 registered USA Hockey participants. In 2014-15, the year we did open, the state of Tennessee jumped up to 3,313 participants, 595 of those being unique to Fordyce Center. 15-16, we jumped to 3,601, 958 being unique to Fordyce Center. 16-17, which is this current season, and even with a game closing in Franklin, the numbers in Tennessee went 3,871, 1,096 being at Fordyce Center. Currently, the state of Georgia and Alabama combined, the 2 other biggest markets in our region, have 14 more skaters playing hockey than the state of Tennessee. So we have more players playing, which is incredible. Ford Ice Center alone has more people playing hockey than Mississippi, Louisiana, and Arkansas combined, which is incredible. To kind of talk about what we're doing, this summer we're going to have one of the busiest summers we've had since we opened. The only week that we do not have a full-time camp or clinic in the building is the week of the 4th of July. We will be centered around Preds Hockey School this summer. Preds Hockey School is a hockey camp that is open for all skill levels. It's coached by former Preds alumni J.P. Dumont, Chris Mason, Cody Hodgson. Junior Preds coaches, Ford Ice coaches, and Preds prospects will be there that week. This year, this is the first year we're going to have 2 weeks of Preds Hockey School. Due to the demand, we need to have it. So we'll have 2 weeks of 200 kids each week playing hockey out at Ford Ice Center. Following that, we'll have the Gretzky Hockey School, which is incredible to have. The hockey school is run by Wayne Gretzky's son. Wayne Gretzky has promised to at least come out for 1 day this summer. So Wayne Gretzky will be in Antioch this summer. Following the Gretzky Hockey Camp, we will have the Elite Edge Hockey Camp, which is a prospecting camp. So basically, we'll have about 200 kids from across the country coming in, trying to get their name out there to college coaches or junior coaches across the country. And then following that, we have the first ever Preds Adult Hockey Camp, which will be the last weekend in July. So basically, that's to get our adult league hockey players to more skill level. That'll be coached again by our Preds alumni and also Scott Hamilton, which is really great for those guys. To kind of support growth, we just announced last week that we're partnering with GNASH to start a JV hockey league in Middle Tennessee. We really thought we'd get about 6 teams interested in the JV hockey camp or hockey program. We have 10 teams that want to sign up right now, which is going to be incredible for next season. Let's move over to figure skating side of things, because hockey's incredible. Let's talk about figure skating a little bit. Figure skating side of things, we're about to register our 1,000th unique figure skater for this season. 1,000 in one season is absolutely incredible. We're averaging 350 skaters per session of Learn to Skate with 6 sessions a year. Kids and their parents are signing up at the same time. And then due to that demand, we've had to add 3 more classes for next year. May 23rd through May 29th, we'll host 700 figure skating coached both national and international at Ford Ice Center. It's the Professional Skating Conference, Professional Skaters Association Conference. The first day is a giant competition, followed by 2 days of meetings and a trade show. We'll be hosting a trade show at Ford Ice Center, which just kind of shows what we can do out there. It's not just hockey, it's not just figure skating. The first day, I'm jumping around. And then next August, we're going to host the 3rd annual Scott Hamilton Skating Invitational. This will bring 150 skaters from across the country, high-level skaters skating out at Ford Ice Center. But the most important thing that I've touched on before is the crown jewel for next year, which will be the U.S. Figure Skating Regionals, and that is the end of October. So basically, regionals break down like the first round of the NCAA tournament. You have regionals, sectionals, sectionals to nationals, nationals to the Olympics. With next year being an Olympic year, it is incredible to be able to host the U.S. Figure Skating Regionals. We're not just going to have hockey camps over the summer. We also have our Skate to Great Figure Skating Camp. With that, we have star power coaches, one, of course, being Scott Hamilton. Corey Ade, who's an Olympic coach. She coaches an Olympian named Jason Brown. We have former Olympians John Coughlin and Mark Ludwig, and national champion Alyssa Cisney. In comparison, that would be like the University of North Carolina basketball team coming to Antioch to host a basketball camp this summer. That's what that means. I mean, that is incredible to have that star power. On top of that, it's affordable. Anybody in here can afford to go to that camp, which is going to be great. With affordability, it is our goal to make skating and hockey affordable to everybody. Through our organization, we've been able to provide free hockey or skating for over 600 participants this year. We pay for 300 kids to go through Learn to Skate every year. At the end of that Learn to Skate, they get a free pair of ice skates. We pay for 125 kids to go through hockey every year. Not only hockey, they go through Learn to Play, 1 season of hockey, and get a free set of hockey gear. And then on top of that, we pay for 40 coaches to get their USA Hockey certification. We pay for 60 kids to go through a JV hockey camp, and we have a $25,000 scholarship program that allows anybody to skate or play hockey that needs financial assistance. I've touched on this before, but we also do the Preds Fitness Challenge. The Preds Fitness Challenge is a PE curriculum that we put into the schools all across Middle Tennessee. In the 2 years that we've done it, we've gone to 91 schools and touched 41,000 students. 16,000 of those students are from Metro. So we have definitely made a difference there. Basically what that does is we provide a curriculum and all the equipment to run hockey in the schools. After they're done with their challenge, they get an all-expenses paid trip to the Ford Ice Center. So to kind of summarize everything, we're very proud of the growth that we've seen in Antioch. Last week, we had the Economic Chamber luncheon out there with the mayor, and all the businesses talked. But if you haven't been out there lately, Bridgestone's moving in right next door to the old Sears building. It's beautiful. It really kind of changes what it's looking like. LKQ, which is a service company, is building a 100,000 square foot headquarters out in Antioch, right by the interstate. And they just announced a new greenway that will kind of circle all of Antioch, which is going to be beautiful. We're really excited to have announced Bellevue last month, and we're really excited about the growth and the tournaments that's going to come from that. Right now, we're hosting a 30-team tournament in Antioch. Next year, that can be a 60, or in 2018, that can be a 60-team tournament. So we're really excited to have been working with you guys. We're excited about everything you have done, and we're really excited about the growth that we've seen in hockey and figure skating in the almost 3 years that we've been open. Any questions?
Just talk about growth. How do you get those kids to come out at 5 o'clock in the morning?
You just kind of have to.
Gotta love it, I guess.
You do have to love it, but again, it goes back to just breaking down the barriers that we can. So if that's what's available right now, that's what's available. Now, luckily, in fall of 18, most people won't have to skate at 5 o'clock in the morning, but it's the ice time that's available, and they come out. And adult leaguers who skate at 11:30 at night and then go to work the next day, but they have a good time with that.
11:30 at night.
How do you get to host the regional figure skating? Are you bidding against
Yeah,
other cities?
it's a bid process against other cities. So our region is basically Michigan, straight down to the Georgia border. So last year was hosted in East Lansing, Michigan, and they've hosted it a few times before. We really believe that with what we do, with the backing of the Predators and also Scott Hamilton, this is something we can get year after year. We haven't finalized the development of Bellevue yet, but hopefully with a little bit more seating, we can then host sectionals following regionals, which is kind of our goal, to always increase that.
Who helps you put together that bid? Do you have a team of employees? Do you work with partners around?
Yeah, we did it pretty much internally. We worked with the, Monica, I think you wrote a note for the bid process. I could be wrong. We did it about a year ago. I think you did, and then the Sports Council also helped with it, and then internally we did. And of course, Scott has a lot of influence in U.S. figure skating, which helps everything we do. But it is a bid process, so I don't know how many other cities we beat out, but we did.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you. And I get to introduce my former boss, David Kells.
Hi there, I'm David Kells with Bridgestone Arena and the Nashville Predators. As everybody has said, thank you guys for being part of this amazing day, and overall a great year so far with Bridgestone Arena and the Nashville Predators. Since we last met, we've been really focusing on our forecasting for the 17-18 budget cycle for us. We always take this time to look back on the past, see some trends, see some things that we've done well, see some things that we can improve on. This current year, we will host a record number of non-hockey events at 64 events. That includes this April's sold-out shows by Tom Petty, Chris Tomlin, the Merle Haggard Tribute, and Michelle Kennedy's favorite, Def Leppard. Not that long ago, 48 to 52 events was a big year on our books. And looking forward, I'm usually the conservative one. I break out in hives when we talk about breaking another record. You know, what are we going to do next? But honestly, I can say next year we're going to host more than 70 non-hockey events. This includes things that have already been announced, like the SEC Women's Tournament, NCAA Tournament, Ed Sheeran, Tim and Faith, Queen, Roger Waters, and then other things that we have not yet announced. Looking back, we also saw some great trends that have come our way. It used to be in the past, Nashville would get the second cycle of a tour, and then we got the first cycle of a tour. Now we're getting multiple performances out of lots and lots of shows. So in 2013, we did 3 shows with Taylor Swift and 2 with Luke Bryan. 2015, we had a double with Kenny Chesney and a double with Taylor Swift. In this last year, 2016, we had 2 Blake Shelton, 2 Adele, 2 Widespread Panic, and 17 so far, we have 2 Luke Bryan, 2 Eric Church, 2 Tim and Faith, and 2 Ed Sheeran shows already announced and on sale. And I'm fairly confident saying we'll have multi-run performances by an additional 3 performers this calendar year. Shifting gears a little bit, this may not sound quite as impressive, but the Harlem Globetrotters have brought up the idea of doing a double the next time they're in town as well. To me, this shows the strength of our sales and marketing staff, the folks who work every day to make sure that the megaphone is loud and everybody's aware of our events, and then once they're aware of our events, to sell them a ticket to bring them back for more events. And it also shows the depth of support that people are giving to the events at Bridgestone Arena, from the enormous world tours to the world touring Harlem Globetrotters. People are coming out for everything. Since last we met, we've set a couple new attendance records here at Bridgestone Arena. We had a long-standing concert attendance record from February 2006 with the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. That record was 18,126. Nearly 9 years later, Eric Church broke that in 2015 at 18,411. And this February, Bon Jovi set a new high watermark with 18,541 people in attendance for a one-night concert. And hedging my bets a little bit, I will not be surprised if we beat that record again in the next 3 months. A little more specific area for an attendance record. Chris Tomlin played here on April 17. He set the record for contemporary Christian artist at Bridgestone Arena, selling almost 13,000 tickets, which was 3 times the number of tickets he sold the last time he played the market. And all of this, like we've said, is largely due to the great partnership that we have with the city, with the Sports Authority, and everybody around our community. The recent investment in the arena keeps us as a top location for fans and global tours. Our public-private partnership builds a confidence in the event producers to hold dates with us year in, year out, because they've seen what we do, they know what we will do, and they have confidence that we will continue that. So much so that we are holding dates beyond 2026 for tournaments and conferences. So people know that Bridgestone Arena is great today, it'll be great tomorrow, and it'll be great over a decade from now when they plan on coming back to us. Overall, I just want to say thank you guys for coming out for our day, and let me know if you have any questions.
Questions for Dave? Thank you. We commend your performance.
Thank you very much.
Very
And up next, Rebecca King is going to focus on our Community Relations Department.
Welcome, Rebecca. Good to see you.
So I'm going to continue the trend of record-breaking years. I'm not going to go into the numbers. As an organization, we're more than the fundraising, the project development, and distribution of checks. I put together a one-sheeter. It just shows we've had a gangbuster year with the foundation. We'll distribute over $1 million to the community. The front and the back of the sheet will take that, so just read it at your leisure. What I do want to bring up, that as a sports franchise, we have the unique ability to shine light on individual and organizational stories. We bring them to light in the arena in front of 17,113 fans, and then also on television to share in the moment by acknowledging and saluting those involved. The collections of the videos that we'll show you show these special moments and the impact we have on the community and people witnessing these special moments. So if we could play that video. There's just 6 short clips, but it kind of puts the emotion and the passion behind our organization.
Don't make us cry again.
I will. I totally will. I almost brought tissues.
Hey fans, we got a special welcome message for the Visbean family tonight over in section 108. Please keep your attention on the Megatron for a special holiday greeting from their son, Captain Adam Visbean of the 101st Airborne, currently stationed in Iraq.
Hey, what's up everybody? This is Captain Adam Visbean from Iraq. Just want to wish my family a Merry Christmas and cheer everybody on for the Predators there tonight. Wait 1 second. What's that, sir? You want me to air assault into Nashville tonight? Roger, sir, that'll be done.
You know what? It's the holidays, and I think we can do better than just a video. Fans, please welcome home early for the holidays, Captain Adam Visbean. Welcome home, Captain. The Predators would like to thank all brave servicemen and women who are currently serving over the holidays.
Hey, for
over 45 years, Permobile has been a leader in the complex rehabilitation power wheelchairs industry. And tonight, the Predators and Permobile want to recognize one of Smashville's most loyal fans, Travis Ruffin. Now, Travis, most of you know, he is a 6-year member of the Loyal Legion, and prior to becoming a season ticket holder, he has worked many hours with the Predators Foundation. And tonight, the Predators have teamed up with Permobile to customize the perfect Preds chair. And guess what, Travis? She is all yours. So thank you, Travis, for your continued support of the Nashville Predators, and thank you to our proud partner, Permobile, for all the work you do to improve the lives of those with disabilities. Fans, make some noise for Travis and Permobile!
You know, we do all kinds of silly stuff, you know, promoting the Preds and having fun, but tonight I thought it'd be a sweet idea to just come around and find all you guys and say thank you. I appreciate it. And on behalf of the Predators, on behalf of our community, just say thank you. As one guy in the community, we just wanted to say thank you.
Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you. I don't think you guys ever get to hear that near enough.
Well, we do here in this city because everybody really appreciates us here, and we know that, and it's phenomenal. You walk around the streets of Nashville in uniform, and people come up to you and they thank you for what you do. And this day and age, it's rare, and we have it here. We always have.
I'd like to say thank you to the men and women who serve this community and the men and women that serve the military.
Amen.
Thank you so much, police officers. You do a great service for our home and community.
They're a big part of keeping us safe, and we appreciate them every day and hope that they come home safely.
Thank you every night to the guys who let us out on the streets. So thank you for everything that everybody else does too. So we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How about that? God bless you guys.
You know, there's so many officers out here that work very hard to see the good in people. And, you know, that's what our department's all about. It's reaching out to the community and seeing the good in people and building those partnerships. That's what's so unique about Nashville. You know, we have something special here. People don't realize it, but we do.
Yeah. Thanks for keeping everybody in Smashville safe, buddy.
Absolutely. Go Preds.
All right, man.
Yeah.
God bless.
Thanks, man.
See you.
Please help us give a Smashville welcome to one such first responder, Metro Nashville PD Officer Terrence McBride. Less than 1 month ago, on December 13th, Officer McBride was wounded by a shotgun blast fired by a parolee from New York while conducting an investigation at an East Nashville motel. Despite the pain and shock of being hit, Officer McBride returned the gunman's fire as he moved to take cover outside of that motel room. After surgeries and multiple visits with doctors, Officer McBride is on the mend. His colleagues on the midnight shift at the East Precinct, the entire police department, and all of Nashville look forward to this 3-year veteran's return to duty. Please join your Nashville Predators in thanking Nashville Police Officer Terrence McBride. Thank you for your service, officer. Get back soon.
Fans, in case you didn't know, tonight is Dollar Club night here in Smashville, and we've been getting to know Bianca and about the Cottage Cove all throughout the game. And Bianca's here now with her family. And Bianca, I got a question. Do you know what the Dollar Club is?
No, I've never heard of it before.
Okay, well, here to explain more about it is Ashley from Crosspoint. So tell us about the Dollar Club.
So the Dollar Club is a once-a-month video series where we ask a whole bunch of people to throw in just $1, pull all that money together, then find a need in the community that needs to be filled, and then we fill it.
Oh, that's great. And you know what, fans? Tonight, a small portion of the ticket sales have gone to this Dollar Club. And I got another question. I heard that your van has been having some troubles lately. It's in disrepair?
It's true.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? The Predators, we have partnered with the Dollar Club, Cottage Cove, and Sonic Automotive to present to you this Nissan Quest. So congratulations, and here to give you the keys is Harold Hamilton, General Manager of Sonic Automotive. So congratulations, Bianca and your family, and enjoy your new ride courtesy of Crosspoint Dollar Club Cottage Cove, and Sonic Automotive. Fans, make some noise!
You've gone 2 rounds with cancer, and you also face a tough battle. Let everybody know what your life is like right now.
I'm really great. I have a lot of faith right now, and I just keep myself up, and I go, and I'm great right now. I go to school, and I'm great.
Michelle says, I never thought that I could say this, but I'm grateful I have this disease because it changed me as a person. Ladies and gentlemen, our Hockey Fights Cancer Ambassador, Michelle Alvarez.
What has cancer taught you? What have you learned about yourself through this whole ordeal?
A lot. It changed me a lot. I was a very selfish person before, but it has made me a very humble person right now. Good job. Thank you. Good job. Just know that everything's going to be all right, and don't worry about the future. Just, it's going to be all right.
So a few days after our Hockey Fights Cancer Night, Michelle received the news that there was no more treatment for her. And I received a text last night that she did die. So that was just an end of February. And if you look at her Facebook page, the last 6 posts are all about her Hockey Fights Cancer Night and the impact that had on her. So sorry. So as you can see, what we do internally and externally is woven into our fiber as an employee of the Nashville Predators. We believe in our team, we believe in our staff, and we believe in our organization. The ability to do what we do through the foundation and our staff volunteerism program starts at the top with our ownership and our leadership. To bring light to one of our initiatives, I'd like to bring up Michelle Kennedy, our CFO.
Thank you, Rebecca.
That's a very tough act to follow, especially for what I'm here to do. It doesn't seem like an audible to you guys. This seemed like a natural transition to me, but there's one person behind me whose eyes are burning a hole in my back right now who realizes this is an audible. He happens to be my boss, and the thing that I've learned about him more than anything over the last 7 years is that the man hates surprises. He particularly hates bad surprises, but even pleasant surprises are unpleasant to him. So before I launch into why I'm here, I'm going to say goodbye to all of you. I'm going to tell you I've really enjoyed working with you. And I'm going to ask that you take my calls in the next few weeks when I'm looking for a new job. So what you guys know about Sean is that he has a big, fun personality. You know that he has an insatiable appetite for excellence. That appetite extends to everything that we do, the foundation, hockey games, concerts, and what Rebecca said is absolutely true. Our foundation is as much a part of our core as hosting hockey games and hosting concerts. That starts at the top with Tom Cigaran, and it goes into our players and our coaches, but I will tell you, the best guy that I can think of to lead us through all those initiatives is Sean Henry. It's that passion, it's that quest for excellence, it's all those things that made the Tennessean decide that he was the best guy to choose for the 2016 Sports Person of the Year. The eyes are really burning me now. I feel it. Somebody help me back there. So one of the things that was special about 2016 is a partnership that we developed with the YWCA's MEND program. And it was the former CEO of the YWCA, Pat Shea, who introduced it to our organization through Sean Henry. Pat introduced the concept to him, and as they say, the rest is history. Pat tells the story much better than I do, and so I'm going to ask, in my last act as an employee of the Predators, I'm going to ask Pat Shea to come join me at the podium. She and Representative Bill Beck have some special recognition for Sean Henry.
Good morning. What a great day to be at the Nashville Predators. This is exciting. Any opportunity I have to say how much I love Sean Henry, I jump at. And so I'm here to tell you that I love Sean Henry. My family loves Sean Henry. The YWCA loves Sean Henry, and I think it's pretty hard to find anybody who doesn't. But when our relationship... Come up here. Come on, Sean.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
So, but when our relationship started, I don't think Sean Henry loved me. In fact, Beth DeBush set up a luncheon. And what I've been told many times by Sean, and I've actually read about it in the paper, he did not want to have lunch with me. Can you imagine? He said that he was really not looking forward to meeting another not-for-profit leader who was probably going to ask for a jersey and a little bit of cash. Well, I asked for a lot of cash, and I asked for his support on a project that we were trying to end violence against women and girls in Nashville. And Sean said not only did he not want to have lunch with me, he did not believe me when I shared the statistics. 1 in 4 women experience domestic violence in their lifetime. 1 in 5 girls experience sexual assault on any college campus in this country. So he went home and did what I'd asked him to do. He spoke to the women in his life, and they told him of their experiences. And so Sean came back and jumped in with both feet. And what he has done for this initiative and what he has done to get other men engaged in this problem has been astronomical. The idea that violence against women is not a woman's issue, but an issue that is owned by men is a really important message. The idea that the behavior you walk by, the standard you accept, is the standard that you will be held accountable to is a really important message. And Sean has been the best leader, cheerleader, spokesperson, advocate, and has done everything any man of his power and influence can do, raising awareness for a very important issue. So I love Sean Henry, and I think 3 years after that first lunch, he likes me as well. Probably still doesn't really like having lunch with me. But the cool thing is there are other people in this state who like him and love him as much as I do. So please let me bring 2 very important men up to the podium who have a surprise for Sean.
The Honorable Representative
I
Bill
want
Beck.
y'all to know that we didn't do this just because they're in the playoffs. This was written in February. We are so thrilled to honor Sean on a state level. We have had a House Joint Senate resolution passed. And David, would you read part of it?
Sure. A resolution to honor and congratulate Sean Henry upon being named the Tennesseans' 2016 Sports Person of the Year. Whereas it is fitting the members of this General Assembly should salute those dedicated professionals who have distinguished themselves as community leaders of whom we can all be proud. And whereas one such noteworthy person is Sean Henry, Nashville Predators and Bridgestone Arena President and Chief Executive Officer and Alternative Governor, who was recently honored by the Tennessean as his 2016 Sports Person of the Year. And whereas Mr. Henry received this prestigious award specifically because of his hard and productive work with the YWCA of Nashville, Middle Tennessee, Men Ending Domestic Abuse Men program. And whereas through his leadership, the Predators have given $500,000 to the effort. A game in January was centered around domestic violence education, and Predators players served as the face of the program. However, Sean Henry is the backbone of MEND. And whereas Sean Henry's work is focused on the organization's one goal, to be the best sports and entertainment venue in the world, a goal that is fast approaching reality. Be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the 110th General Assembly and the Senate concurring that we hereby honor and commend Sean Henry for his strong advocacy for the MEND program and his ongoing commitment to ending violence against women. Congratulate him on receiving the Tennesseans' 2016 Sports Person of the Year Award and applaud his exemplary service as President and Chief Executive Officer of the Nashville Predators and Bridgestone Arena, and to extend him our best wishes for every future success, including tonight. That wasn't in there, but.
Thank you, David.
taking a personal liberty as sitting in the 51st District, I would like to thank Sean and his organization for the economic driver that they are for our city. We don't understand the vitality that the Preds bring to Broadway and nationally to this city. We in Davidson County, a lot of my colleagues on the Hill don't like to hear this, but we in Davidson County now generate 1 out of every 3 sales tax dollars in this state. And it's because of organizations like Sean and others that are bringing in these tax dollars from tourism and other things. That is amazing if you think about it. This little county, 1/3 of all the sales tax revenue. And Sean, you're a large part of that. And you not only concentrate on bringing in and generating business, but you concentrate on the community. Help the Men's is an amazing program, and so many more amazing programs that you support and your organization supports. And we just thank you for being such a leader and your organization being such a organization that is a good partner for the community. And that is so important, and we thank you.
Well, Michelle's right. I really don't like a lot of attention, even though I'm an egomaniac. But that was very nice. But I think really what Rebecca did just a little bit ago, really talking about what we do as an organization, we have the opportunity to take the passion our fans have for our logo and turn it into something great for the community. You heard Tom talk about our ultimate goal. We're going to get there. There's no doubt about it. Ideally, it's this year. You know, it started just last week, continues tonight. You know, the first team in the race to 16 wins it all. So knock on, this isn't wood, we'll find some somewhere. That's where we want to go. But the numbers mean nothing. I mean, it really doesn't. We're first in this, first in that, fifth in this, whatever it may be. The real key is do what Rebecca does, and she embodies what we are. I don't know why my name's on that plaque, because it shouldn't be. We have 200 full-time employees dedicated to one thing, and that's changing this community, and it's easier to do when the team does really well. It's easier to do when the building is as busy as it is, but it's really a real credit to our 200 full-time staff and our 1,000 event staff. So really just want to say thank you to you guys, and I guess Michelle and I have to have a meeting later. Really, all I want to do is come up and say thank you. You know, 16 thanks in a row for what you have done for this organization. It's been 20 years, not always been a fun period of time. Tom talked about his first meeting 7 years ago. I remember my meeting 6.5 years ago. A few of you were there. It was the worst meeting I've ever had in my life, and I hope it's the worst one I ever have. But what I'm proud about is we've never had a meeting like that again. And we've really built something that the rest of the country is proud of, and they try to emulate with our public-private partnership. Again, none of that means anything if we're not doing the things we are doing with our foundation. We're proud of our foundation, more proud of that than anything else we do. It's the most active foundation in all sports. We touch more organizations than any other sports team in North America. That's what's important. The more we do that, the faster we'll hit that ultimate goal. And make no mistake about it, we have 1,200 people that look at that and stare at it every day. When you come in the door, you see one goal, and everyone has a part in it. And when we do achieve it, it's going to be because of this partnership and everyone's commitment to it. So I want to leave you with one bit of advice before I answer any questions you have. Christy, Margaret, you would back me on this. Never, ever go to lunch with Pat Shea. So I don't know where she went. So thank you all very much. You have any questions about us after some great reports by our team? Yeah.
Representative Bill Beck for making time out of his busy schedule today. I know he left the House floor to come and honor you and this organization and this community, but certainly we could not have the success of our sports authority and our facilities without the leadership and support of our legislative leaders, such as Representative Bill Beck, and I know David Bone in his office is always an advocate for our facility, so I just want to thank them for being here and for thanking you. So, thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, they called my mother, I think, for it, so yeah, it was nice.
Congratulations. Thank you, Brian.
Again, thank you all. Hopefully you stay for the game tonight. I know many of you are here Monday night, and it was the best sports environment I've ever been a part of. Started off with a bang with great anthem and pep up through Mayor Barry. Tonight we have another special guest for the anthem. Can't tell you who it is. You have to be here to see it. And again, we're finding ourselves in a great position, to move on. Again, the first team to 4 wins gets a chance to move on, and this is the first time we're hosting being up 3-0. So hopefully you can stay tonight. Again, thank you. Appreciate it.
I forgot. If you can't make it tonight, you should turn around. Here's our pump-up video. You guys got me all flustered.
Looking at the city like I already own it. Standing on top cause I earned this moment. I took what was mine, now I won't let go of it. 'Cause I'm a hustler, yeah I'm a hustler. 'Cause I'm a hustler, yeah I'm a hustler. Keep turning up the heat. Rick Smith, what's the prize? Keep turning up his first shot at goal. Back to Nashville. Harvey James Neal. That's as solid as he can get another man. What a goal by Arvidsson. What a beautiful score. It's a dangerous love affair. Victories within the mile. Almost there, don't give up now. Only thing that's on my mind is who gon' run this town tonight. Who gon' run this town tonight?
Yeah. Yeah.
That set the tone. I believe that concludes our presentation from the Predators. Wow, very impressive. We're super excited, and we will be back next month on May 18th for our next board meeting at Nissan Stadium. We hope you can join us then, and if there's no other business, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
moved.
All right.
Second.
Thank you. We're great meeting. Adjourned. Great job.
You got ready to suit up right now.